If I were writing a dystopian screenplay, this would be the magazine cover that I would have in a scene. How I lost 22 pounds without Ozempic. It is incredible how quickly we have cycled back into diet culture with health and wellness language, if diet culture ever really faded away at all. I want to talk about this because this leaves something very important out, which is actually the point of the article. Let's go. There's a lot of wellness culture language. Strong is sexy. Despite the cover, it's not about weight. All of this language to signal that it is not about how someone looks. And yet the little blue box up here says image overhaul. In the piece, the interviewer asks her thoughts on the quote Ozempic fad, to which Heidi says, I've had friends who have taken it and love it, but I'd be careful jumping on that trend. It's something that people need to research. What is your goal? Do you just want to lose weight quickly, or do you want to be strong? For me, I want to take the harder route with long-term results. Ozempic and other brands create a shortcut mentality. And it's like, is that sustainable? And here is one of the many, many issues with that statement. She is the newest face of the Hydroxycut national ad campaign. She mentions Hydroxycut several times in this piece as one of the factors that helped her lose this weight. Although it's not about weight, it's about getting stronger. Despite the fact that in an ad just a couple of weeks ago, she's promoting Hydroxycut weight loss hardcore and says it's how she got her bikini body back. But it's not about that, it's about getting strong. Lots of different messages here. But here is my problem. Nowhere in this piece do they mention that she is an ambassador for Hydroxycut and is a part of their national campaign. Which is funny because just a few weeks ago, I noticed in this same magazine a sponsored post, this is sponsored, about a regular person versus celebrity and what worked. Note that this is called a lifestyle transformation. The language is intentional. Guess what both of these women did? They used Hydroxycut. It's an ad for Hydroxycut. This piece is just a vehicle to push Hydroxycut and remind people that there is something else on the market that you don't need a prescription for. So if you can't get Ozempic, here you go. And I do agree with Montag. You should research before you start anything. Like Hydroxycut, which was pulled in 2009 after the FDA found cases of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and more. It's been re-released, but here's the other thing. Unlike drug manufacturers, the makers of supplements don't have to show that their products are safe or effective before selling them. Yes, it is a self-regulatory system. We know that Hydroxycut runs ads in UsWeekly. This is basically one big ad for Hydroxycut that is couched in language that we feel more comfortable today as a society while doing the same exact shit that we've always done in reinforcing diet culture and the value of thinness over everything else. And that makes it all the more nefarious. Hydroxycut wants to remind you that there are other things out there that you can easily get to lose weight. In late 2023, they rolled out a new line of products, like Weight Loss Hardcore. It is continually emphasized how size and appearance are most important. After that Heidi Montag article, there was this body transformations. It's very telling what body transformations look like. What about the body transformations that maybe you can't see, but it is someone that is working through undoing those dangerous, harmful messages that are ingrained in us, that society tells us that a woman's value is based on how small she can make herself. Not to mention the idea that not only is it bad to be fat, it is unattractive to be fat, and fat means unhealthy. When we know that weight is only one indicator of someone's health, and there are people that can be thin and look healthy and have a ton of medical conditions while someone who is larger can be perfectly healthy. Here's another spread, Living Well, which is shown through very specific body types. And even for people who are like, it doesn't matter, I don't read these magazines, these images matter, these messages matter, and you are receiving them in one form or another, whether you know it or not. It matters that if you just look at this, you know instinctively that this is bad, despite the fact that she's had a new baby and her body is healing. Bikini good. That's the goal. And that's a problem, especially when you are trying to make this moral argument that it's about health and wellness.